Hey guys, as you may already know by now, and as is evidenced by the title, I have been banned from Twitch for 7 days. The reason being because Bad Empanada decided to report one of my live streams where I was giving him a proportionate response to his own ceaseless and never-ending week-long harassment and abuse leveled against me. And I'm not a guy who goes and runs to corporations and cries to them, but he is. So he started a confrontation. I responded proportionately, and he decided that because he can't hold his own, he's going to have to go and run to the corporations and hide behind corporate censorship, which is fine. Unluckily for him, I'm in contact with several partnered Twitch streamers who have recorded evidence of Bad Empanada's ceaseless and serial harassment, abuse, and bullying. And I'm in contact with the Twitch partnership team as well as Twitch support with documented evidence on hand. And this situation is going to be sorted out. So, if there's any question about why did you get banned, what happened, that's what happened. I've been under attack for a week by almost every single major leftist content creator on Twitter. I've been holding my own, shockingly been holding my own and winning. But this is what they have to resort to. So they were trying to bully me off the internet. It wasn't working. I was single-handedly taking on like thousands of people, and there was nothing they could fucking do about it except run to corporations to deplatform me. If there's any question about who has the integrity here, who has the strength, who has the power here, you can already see that. Not once did I go to Twitter, go to Twitch, go to anyone to report anyone. They did. And all I did was defend myself, mind you. I didn't start any confrontation. And the question is why? What's all this even started from? Well, it's because of my very simply serious political views that I've forwarded, right? This shit is not because of my exaggerated persona and my name calling and all that kind of shit that I do. These people are legitimately mad because they're losing the war of ideas. They're losing the war of theory and they're losing the war of ideas. Not one of these people would ever agree to debate me in an open live setting. So they have to resort to personal attacks and attempts at bullying and piling on and all that kind of shit. The problem is that I'm much more vicious at that game than they are. I'm much more savage when it comes to that kind of shit than they are. And I guess they didn't anticipate or know that, but it's just an inconvenient coincidence that I happen to be a much more ruthless and vicious person than all of these leftist people combined. So inevitably, they have to resort to these tactics of deplatforming. Now, you're probably asking, why aren't you doing this live? What happened to the live stream that you promised? As it happens, it turns out I was told by a friend who's not on, so I don't know, right? Which is that I have a partnership agreement with Twitch where there's an exclusivity deal and I cannot live stream on other platforms. Now, I don't actually know if this is true or not, and it's what I've been frantically trying to find out for the past hour or so, right? And I've emailed the Twitch partnership team again. They're probably going to get back to me soon. As soon as I find out what the policy is, I'll let you guys know. But anyway, this stream we were going to do today was basically just going to be this anyway. I was just going to give you a rundown about what happened and what this was all about. So it's not like we're missing out on a ton of content anyway. I probably should know by tomorrow what the deal is, in which case I'll be able to update you guys on the situation. In the meantime, I'm going to be... Look, whatever happens, you're going to get content, okay? If I'm not able to stream, then I'm going to spend that time making videos for you and writing my Substacks and finishing my Substacks. So I'm going to give you content either way. It's just that there is a possibility that we're not going to have any live streams for a week. Then again, I'm fairly certain I'm allowed to appear on other people's YouTube live streams, like Hassan did. So maybe, Jackson will do a YouTube stream or someone else will do a YouTube stream and I can appear on that one. In any case, if you want to support me in the meantime throughout the week, I wouldn't really ask for it because it is something that works best when it's in a live setting because you can able to get a message out. But I do have the donation link here in the bio. In case I don't know. I don't know if I would ask you, but in case you want to know, if there's a way to support me in the meantime. But I think I should be fine for the week. It's really only a week. And this is only, by the way, in case that I'm not able to stream at all throughout the week, right? Regardless, I am going to guarantee you content this week. I'm not going to sit idly and just take a vacation. This is my passion. This is what I like doing. This is what I enjoy doing. So I will be certain to be giving you content either way, regardless of whether I'm allowed to stream or not on YouTube. In any case, I want you guys to take this time to reflect upon why all this shit happens in the first place, right? If these people could face me in the war of ideas and engage in a substantive theoretical criticism of me, they would not have to resort to these kinds of dirty tactics. And let's just be frank, all of the dirty tactics began with my enemies. I initially started streaming on YouTube with the good faith attempt to nail down the essence of my position by means of theory. I did everything through theory. I did everything intellectually and whatever. People were outraged by the things I would say, despite the fact that I could very eloquently justify what I was saying theoretically and intellectually. So this nasty business of name calling and personal attacks and bullying and all that kind of stuff, that was started by them. They could not accept to engage me in good faith in terms of the substance of my position. So they wanted to start this dirty game where we're going to have personal attacks. We're going to talk about Haz's personal life and his appearance and all that other kind of coping bullshit, right? I know a lot of you know me for being an extremely vicious, savage guy who roasts the shit out of people. Everything I've ever done was in self-defense. Remember, the first thing I did when I came on this platform was engage in good faith theory, good faith intellectualizing, good faith political speech, right? I alone was the victim of nasty personal attacks and dirty attacks because no one could confront me at that level. At the level of the substantive theory, no one could stand a fucking chance against me, right? People just became outraged because I started to challenge all of their preconceived dogmas about Marxism. Then I started to attack the preconceived leftist orthodoxies that prevail within the United States. Needless to say, I rocked people's whole entire fucking world, and people decided to lose their minds and change the nature of this war from one of good faith theoretical criticism to nasty personal attacks and name calling and deplatforming and all that shit. And Pat Empanada specifically is a guy who is known for challenging several content creators to debate. Caleb Maupin, Vosh, several others. I need you to actually take in the significance of the fact that he refuses to debate me. He has dedicated an entire week to harassing me, playing these dirty games of dirty attacks, completely devoid of any substantive theoretical criticism or political criticism. He's just engaged in malicious personal attacks, nothing more. But as you can tell, when it came to that game, I was the better, right? I clearly won that confrontation because he had to resort to reporting me to Twitch. It's like, I am an intellectual, right? But if you want to come at me personally, I have very clearly proven myself to be able to hurt your feelings much worse than you could possibly do to mine. So that's not a game I would advise my enemies to go down the path of, as evidenced by the fact that they have to resort to deplatforming, despite the fact that they started it. It's like, imagine if someone came up to you, slapped you across the face, and you give a response, a proportionate response, And then they run to the police, and you go to jail for assault. That's basically what happened here. Um, you know, the thing is, I may be in jail for that, but uh, as far as who won, I think it's pretty clear to everyone. Like, the fact you had to resort to this proves you were not able to win the confrontation. You decided to start with me, right? But anyway, I wish we could just confine this to good faith criticism and debates and substantive theoretical criticisms and whatever. I would be more than happy if everything was just confined to that. But people don't accept the possibility of that. They can't, because in terms of being able to draw from the same level of knowledge as me, in terms of being able to be as sharp and quick-witted as me, and in terms of possessing a level of theoretical knowledge comparable to me, there are very few people in this space. I know there's people who can challenge me, but they also can't because of the nature of the media they engage. Those people are like 90-year-old, professors or something, right? They're not people who are putting themselves out here as e-celebrities and debate streamers and whatever, right? So in this space, it's like I'm an invasive species. It's putting a tiger with a flock of sheep, and this inevitably leads to people finding it necessary to deplatform and engage in first they engage in dirty, malicious attacks. Then they resort to deplatforming. Who knows how far they're willing to take this psychosis I've induced in them. But I just want everyone here to remember that the first stone that I threw at the world when I first went live on YouTube was pretty plain, polite, impersonal theory and politics. I upset so many people just with that it set in motion this entire ordeal. It only and exclusively came from that. Those of you who were here from the very beginning, remember that. All of this dirty personal shit and whatever was started exclusively by my enemies. They just did not anticipate that I wasn't going to be this egghead nerd and that I can beat them at that game. I am much better at playing that game than they are. Obviously, Twitch has rules that I was not necessarily familiar with. I am somewhat confused because thus far, Bad Empanada has gotten away with malicious forms of bullying and harassment and the things that I got banned for, as well as several other streamers and content creators who were attacking me. So I am actually going to look into that. I'm currently in contact with Twitch's partnership team and the support team, as well as several other streamers who have documented evidence of Bad Empanada's harassment. He's also famous for doxing the personal information of another well-known Twitch streamer, which is 100% in violation of Twitch's it's almost to the point where it's actually illegal. And these are all things that I'm going to commit to working on to make sure that action is going to be taken in regards to that. Now, I never like to be the tattletale who engages in censorship and shit, but I only have ever had proportionate responses. So if you come at me and try to engage in personal attacks against me, it's going to be much worse for you. If you try to come and deplatform me, I'm going to lawyer up and play the same game as you, because Bad Empanada has violated far more rules as far as Twitch's terms of service and community guidelines than I have, and then the VOD that he linked. I have no issue whatsoever working to inform Twitch's moderation teams and report Bad Empanada for his violation of Twitch's TOS. Because you can't have a double standard. If he's allowed to do that, then I should be allowed. And if I'm not allowed, then clearly he's also not allowed. That's only fair. right? Um, I am committed to following Twitch's rules. Obviously, I can't engage in that behavior on Twitch any longer. I'm aware of that. Heard the message from Twitch loud and clear. So I'm not trying to challenge Twitch's rules. It's completely vain and pointless. But I do want to work with Twitch's moderation team to inform them of his violation of Twitch's rules, et cetera, et cetera. And again, I do not prefer to. My personal preference is I don't want to have to censor anyone, right? But people start things they can't finish and have to resort to tattletaling to the corporations for censorship, right? I think this week you're going to see a lot less of the Haas the Entertainer if I'm not able to live stream. You're going to see more theory stuff and more substance and more political, more substacks, more videos and I'm going to get around to learning how to edit videos myself and play around with that. I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands. It's going to be a week, you know? Additionally, if I'm able to stream, then we're going to have very entertaining streams, right? But I don't know if I'm going to be able to yet. I still have to get and receive word from Twitch. It's really crazy how there's not a lot of information about this, but regardless, I'm committed to getting it the best way possible. Uh, Okay, yeah, the rules are just extremely unclear. I'm reading something that someone sent me. Yeah, they're just extremely unclear. I'm probably gonna go shopping, get some clothes. I didn't have a lot of spare time to do that, so I'm gonna attend to that kind of stuff. And regardless of what happens, guys, I don't want you to forget that infrared is rising, and that infrared simply cannot be stopped. We are looking forward to a crazy 2022, and you're going to see a level of explosive growth that's going to make the one that we witnessed in 2021 look mild in comparison. So don't worry about that. We are taking steps to arrive at a level of platform independence, starting with the creation of our website, but we have more planned as well. We already have a custom chat API, I believe, that's in the works. It's a shame I wasn't able to stream today. It's just from a lack of knowledge. I should be able to sort that out and find out by tomorrow. But until then, guys, I will see you either in the next stream, the next video, the next Substack, and in the worst possible case scenario, which isn't going to happen, I'll see you in 1 week. But you'll see me before then. Don't worry about that. Anyway, that's it for this. And yeah, don't panic. The situation is under control. All is going to be clarified. Everything is going to be taken care of. And yeah, I mean, it's bound to happen when you have literally every single major leftist content creator on your back. I don't think there's anyone who's ever single-handedly dealt with so many people at once and won. So of course they're going to have to resort to this kind of shit, right? In any case, that just about wraps it up for this video. It's a shame we're not going to be able to do any IRLs for the next week, but I am going to be here for a month. Look, there's going to be a few setbacks on the road to success. We've already experienced quite a few setbacks already. We've been banned twice on Twitch last year, both for unjust reasons, by the way. Situation could be much worse, as bad as it is. I look forward to updating you guys on the situation, and I'm signing out.